Hey you guys, what's up? In today's video, I'm going to be testing out the brand new Wet n Wild Just Brutiful and Ice Cream Bee collections. So I picked up both of the eyeshadow palettes from the collections. My Ice Cream Bee palette did come broken, but that's okay. I'm still going to test it out for you guys. And then I did pick up all 6 of the lip glosses. We have 3 from each collection, so I'm going to be doing lip swatches of all of these for you guys. So really quickly before we get started, I would really appreciate it if you would give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you're not already. Also, my last giveaway has ended, and by the time I'm filming this video, the winner should either be announced or it's about to be announced. And then I'm also going to have a new giveaway up for you guys very, very soon, so make sure to stay tuned for that. And also make sure you guys have your notifications turned on, that way you don't miss out on any of my future videos. All you have to do is click the bell next to the subscribe button, and then you'll receive a notification every time I upload a new video. And yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So before we start testing out everything on the face, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys some close-ups and swatches of everything in this collection. So first up, we have the Just Brutiful collection. We have the Coffee Cat Color Icon eyeshadow palette, which was $8.99. And then we have 3 shades of glosses in this collection, which were each $2.99. Then we have the Ice Cream Bee collection, which has the Ice Cream Bee eyeshadow palette, which is also $8.99. And then we also have 3 glosses, which were $2.99, and these are super pretty pink shades. All right, we're gonna start out with some swatches of the Coffee Cat palette. That shade is so pretty. Gonna run out of room. I literally had to swatch up my whole arm, but look how pretty these shades are. The mattes are so pigmented, and the shimmery shades look super metallic. And now I'm gonna swatch the Ice Cream Bee palette, and hopefully I can fit these on my arm this time. So even though we're going to do some lip swatches later, I am going to be swatching the lip glosses on my arm. So first up, we have this shade right here, and this one is called La Vida Mocha. Next up is the shade No FOMO. And the last Coffee Cat shade is Deja Brew. Moving on to the Ice Cream Bee collection, first up we have the shade Sprinkled with Love. Then we have the shade Saucy Strawberry. And lastly, we have the shade Fun Day Sunday. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is try out the eyeshadow palettes, and I think I'm going to first go in with the Coffee Cat eyeshadow palette. So I'm going to be using the warm toned palette probably on this eye. So I'm going to go ahead and take some powder, and I'm just going to put this underneath my eyes just in case there's any fallout, because I've already done my base makeup and I do not want to mess that up. I'm gonna go ahead and just do that on both eyes now. And then of course I'm going to take my P. Louise base, and I'm going to apply a little bit of this on my lid. I'm not gonna do too much today, and I'm just going to kind of blend that out just to cancel out any like discoloration or veins on my lid. First of all, this palette smells so good. It smells like coffee. I love that. All right, so I'm first gonna go in with this shade right here, and this is gonna be like my transition shade. So I'm just gonna take it on like a big fluffy brush, and I'm going to start by kind of patting it with the brush just because my base is a little bit tacky, and then I'll start blending out, and that has pretty good pigmentation. I feel like for how affordable Wet n Wild is, their eyeshadows are actually really good. I haven't really had like any bad experiences with their eyeshadows. This is like the perfect shade for a transition shade, and that pigmentation is great. There is a little bit of fallout, but nothing too crazy. I'm also going to run that underneath the lower lash line. Next, I'm gonna pick up this shade right here. I wanna do more of like a red toned kind of look with this palette. Ooh, yeah, that has good pigmentation as well. I'm just gonna blend this shade a little bit lower. This palette almost reminds me of the Anastasia Soft Glam palette. Like the whole like color scheme of this palette, I really like it. This is a really nice palette for every day. Once again, I'm also going to put a little bit of that shade on the lower lash line. Now I'm gonna pick up this shade right here, which is like a little bit darker, but very similar to the last shade I used. And I'm just going to kind of pat this on the outer corner just to deepen that up. And then I'm also going to put this on the lower lash line, but I'm kind of going to press this like right up against it. I want to keep this shade the closest to the lash line. So now I'm going to pick up this really pretty metallic gold. It's kind of like a bronzy gold shade. And I am going to spray my brush because I want this to be like super metallic since I'm not like cutting my crease or anything. And I'm just gonna put this shade all over the lid. Now I'm gonna take this shade right here and I'm gonna put this one on the rest of my lid, just because this one I feel like will blend out nicely with that outer corner shade. This is more of like a red tone, kind of like deep bronzy shade. So the like metallic kind of shimmery shades did have quite a bit of fallout, but they do look really pretty on the lid. Now I'm gonna take this shade right here, which is kind of like a light champagne gold, and I'm gonna put this in my inner corner. And then I'm also gonna put a little bit along the brow bone. So I'm gonna go ahead and wipe away this powder, and let's see if the fallout is like staining my under eyes. It doesn't look like it. All right, so far, so good. I'm gonna go ahead and apply some mascara on this eye, and then I will come back to try out the other palette on my other eye. All right, so this eye is complete. I actually really like the way that it turned out. I feel like the shadows performed really nicely, and I feel like this is a really good palette for every day. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the same kind of prep on this eye. Just applying a little bit of my P. Louise base all over the lid. So this palette is mostly like a shimmer palette, so I feel like I might have a hard time creating a cohesive look, I guess, because there's not many matte shades to really like build up in the crease. And then I'm assuming this shade was a matte shade that broke. It looked like a deep kind of brown shade, but this shade right here is kind of like a satin. There's a little bit of shimmer in it, so I think I'm gonna first take some on like a fluffier brush, and once again just kind of pat this in the crease. Wow, that shade's actually darker than I was expecting. And then I'm going to kind of buff it out. This brush is a little bit more like dense and compact. You can definitely see the gold glitter with this shade, which kind of bothers me, but honestly, it's not too noticeable. And this palette also has a scent to it, like kind of has an ice cream scent, but it reminds me, the smell like reminds me of like a Cabbage Patch Kid. I'm also going to blend this shade underneath the lower lash line. Now I think I'm gonna pick up this shade right here, and I believe this is a matte. Yeah, it looks like a matte. And it's kind of like a mauve-y, almost pink shade. And on this little like blending brush, I'm going to just blend this into the crease. This shade has blended really nicely. Now I'm gonna take this deep matte purple over here. I wish there were more purples in this palette. This one is really pretty. I'm gonna put this one on my outer corner, and I'm also gonna blend it a little bit into the crease. This is such a pretty shade. So I forgot to do my lower lash line, so I'm gonna go ahead and first take that kind of like mauve-y shade and press this against the lower lash line. And then I'm gonna add the deep purple. This purple is probably like one of my favorite shades in this palette. So for the lid, I'm first gonna pick up this like really icy blue, just because I cannot resist using this shade. And I'm gonna put this like right here. Ooh, yeah, that shade is so pretty. I'm just gonna keep this like right in my inner corner area. So now I'm gonna pick up the light purple in the palette, which is also such a pretty shade. It's almost like a pinkish purple, and I'm just gonna start applying this shade next to that blue. Once again, such a pretty shade. And then lastly, I'm gonna take this shade right here, which is kind of like a purpley blue, and I'm just gonna apply this to the outer part of my lid. All right, so here is this eye complete. I love the way it turned out. I'm gonna go ahead and apply some mascara, wipe away this powder, and I will be right back. So both eyes are now complete, and honestly, I am really impressed with these palettes. I feel like the mattes blended out so nicely, and they had really nice pigmentation, and I'm really impressed with these shimmery shades because today I didn't even cut my crease with concealer, and they're like super metallic and bright. The eyeshadow palettes so far have been amazing, so now we're gonna go ahead and swatch all of the lip glosses. So I'm gonna start out with the Coffee Cat lip glosses first. So first up we have the shade No FOMO, which is a really pretty kind of like light peachy pink. Love the applicator already, and that has really nice color payoff. So here is this shade. I love this one actually. It's a really pretty light pink. It doesn't feel sticky or anything on the lips, which Thank goodness, because I hate sticky lip glosses. Next up, we have the shade La Vida Mocha, which I'm pretty sure I'm gonna love this one as well. It's another nude. It's more of like a beigey pink nude. Yeah, definitely gonna love this one. Okay, this shade is so pretty. Such a nice shade for every day. And the last Coffee Cat shade we have is this one right here called Deja Brew. These are so good. I cannot get over this right now. And here is this shade. I love this one. These are all so good. And the formula of these is like amazing. I don't think I've tried that many Wet n Wild lip glosses, and I'm really impressed with these so far. All right, so next up we have the Ice Cream Bee lip glosses. These are all fun shades of pink. So first up we have the shade Saucy Strawberry. Ooh, this one's like a fun bright pink. This one is like a super fun, like bright Barbie pink. Next up we have the shade Sprinkled with Love, which looks like a little bit more of like a wearable kind of like peachy pink. All right, so here is this shade. I actually really love this one a lot. I feel like this one is more of like your everyday type of lip gloss, but it is a little bit more like colorful because it is a brighter pink. So yeah, I really like this one. And the last lip gloss in this collection is the shade Fun Day Sunday, which is like a purplish kind of pink. All right, so here is this shade. I actually really like this one a lot as well. I feel like these like pink shades are like perfect for the spring and summertime. And then I feel like the coffee collection are better for like the fall and winter. So yeah, I'm really excited about all of these. I'm actually really impressed with both of these collections. So yeah, overall, I would definitely recommend both of these collections for you guys. I feel like there was nothing in these. The lip glosses were amazing. There was nothing in these that I didn't like. Like the palettes were so good. So if you guys are more into like colorful shades and bright pinks, I would recommend the Ice Cream Bee collection. And then if you're into more like everyday neutral shades, definitely pick up the Coffee Cat products. I love these. If I had to pick, I would probably pick this collection just because I like more of like everyday kind of like neutral shades. But then I also really liked the Ice Cream Bee palette, even though mine did come broken. I really like the way that the eye look came out. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I'm actually really excited about this collection, and Wet n Wild has such good products for such an affordable price. I've been really getting into their products a lot lately. So yeah, I'm really impressed with everything. So I'm going to have all of these products linked in my description box below if you guys want to check them out. So yeah, that is it for today's video. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you're not already. Also stay tuned for my next giveaway that's going to be coming up pretty soon. And also before you go, make sure you have your notifications turned on. All you have to do is click the bell next to the subscribe button, and then you'll receive a notification every time I upload a new video. And I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for watching.